Hi again, everybody. So this second part of the library orientation is going to pick up where we left off before. So we've already talked about how to access the library if you're off campus. We talked about how to search for books and ebooks. Now I want to talk about how to search for articles. So this is another kind of source that might be pretty useful for you in your expository essay, as well as the persuasive essay, essay number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way and let me pull up the library homepage. So by now this should look familiar to you. We have already looked at the off-campus access tab. We've already looked at the books tab to search the library catalog for books and ebooks. What I'm going to do now is go to articles. So I'm going to click on the articles tab, and there's a couple different ways that you can search for articles. The most simple way is to use this EBSCOhost search bar that's right here on this page when you click on the articles tab. And this searches lots of different databases. It's a pretty good place to start. I think you can find some good information in here. So let's continue on with trying to find some research on my topic about soccer. So I'm going to just enter in my search term, making sure it's spelled correctly, remember. I'm just going to enter in soccer, hit search, and then I'm going to see what I find. So in this database with the search term soccer, I found 659,989 sources. Okay, I'm probably not going to read through all of those. So the very next thing that I need to do is figure out, how do I make this search a little bit more manageable? How do I narrow down my search into something that I can handle? So there's a couple things that you can do. You can try adding another search term with our Boolean operator and. So I'm going to try soccer and children. Maybe I want to write a paragraph in my essay about the popularity of soccer and kids in the US. Okay, so that helped a little bit. I'm down to 32,000 results right now. The next thing I'm going to do is go over to the left column. And this section right here gives me some different options for what we call limiters. And that means exactly what it sounds like. It will help you limit your search to find what you need. One thing that you definitely want to make sure is checked is the box that says full text. That means you'll be able to look at the entire article on your computer. The next thing that I might want to do is click scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. That ensures that I'm getting the best quality sources. And then the other thing I can do is narrow the publication date. Let's try maybe the last 10 years. And that definitely brings it down quite a bit. So I'm down to 533 sources. Okay, so I'm going to now start looking through the article titles to see if there might be something useful that I could use in my paper. So for each one of these search results that I have here, I have the title of the article, I have the authors, then I have this right here is the name of the journal that it comes from. I have the date, I have the volume and issue number. Remember, we talked about those things when we went over how to do citations for the references and works cited page. I have the page numbers where this article appears in the journal. I have my DOI, which is what I need if I'm using APA. And then underneath all of this, I have a couple options to look at the full text of this article. The PDF full text, I think, is a good way to go because that will have page numbers on it. So that'll be easier to find the page number if you need to pull an in-text citation and you're quoting a sentence or two from this article. So I'm going to click on PDF full text. Take a second for it to pull up. And then this is what it looks like. So what I can do is I can probably scroll through this article and skim it to see if there are certain things, certain statistics or facts that are particularly relevant to my paper that I might want to use. Generally, these articles will be somewhere between 10 and 25 pages. So some of them are a little bit longer, but they're manageable. You can kind of scroll through them and see if there are some particular things in there that are relevant to you. So I can scroll through, and let's say that I get to this page, which is page, let me pull it up, page 812. So I found this statistic. This is a great statistic. I'm going to put this in my paper. So what I can do is I can copy and paste this sentence into my essay, into my draft, or into a separate document where I'm taking notes. Then I'm going to make sure that I have my signal phrase formatted so I can put it right into my essay. I want to make sure I have my information for my in-text citation, so I need to know it comes from page 812. If you're doing APA format, you also need to include the publication date, so make sure you take note of that. And of course, you'll need to get the full citation, as always, for your works cited or references page. So in the article databases, if you go to the right-hand column, there's a whole bunch of icons. And one of the icons that we can look at is the citation machine icon. Let me see if I can find it here. Yep. So this is the citation, the cite button. If I click on that, I can find either the APA citation that I need for my references page, just copy and paste that into my document. Or if I'm using MLA, same thing, copy and paste the MLA citation for my works cited page. So that's just a quick view of how to do your citations. You can also, if you want to, you can email the article to yourself. You just enter in your email address. If you need to come back, you don't have time to take notes now, but you think it's going to be really good for you, you can email it to yourself so you can just pull it up really quickly later on. So you can also, I think, email the link to yourself. If you want to do that, just copy and paste that link in an email and or put it in a document, either one. So you can kind of explore. There's some different things you can do with these icons. You can print if you need to print off some pages of the article. That would be fine as well. So I'm going to go back to my search list, my search results list. There's some other things that I want to point out to you. So when I'm doing my search, it's good to try different terms. Like I could try soccer and children, and then I ask myself, well, what's another name for children? I could try the synonym kids. Maybe there's some different results I would find if I tried soccer and kids. Not sure if you could read Spanish, but that's okay. You just keep on going down and there'll probably be some more relevant ones somewhere in those search results. I could also try soccer and youth. I mean, there's lots of different terms that you can use to describe children. So one of the things I would recommend is playing around with different words, not using a lot of words at one time, okay? Don't type in an entire sentence. Just use one or two keywords with your Boolean operator and that will help you find some sources that you may not otherwise have found if you're just using, like in this case, if you're just using children. The other thing I want to point out to you, if you scroll down and go to the left column, you can also find some things by searching in the subject area. So if I go to subject, and I'm going to click the show more button, here's a list of different subjects related to soccer. Maybe I want to say something about competition and the psychological basis of soccer competition. I didn't even think about that on my own, but this gives me some ideas of things that I might want to find. So I could click on this subject heading and see if there's some other articles that I maybe would not have found another way. So that's one thing that you can use also, going to find the subject headings, and that way you can find some different things as well. So that was a quick rundown of how to find articles in the databases. So I'm trying to think if I left anything out. Oh yeah, there's one more thing that I want to show you. Let me pull back up the home page of the library. One other thing that you can do is under the articles tab, so we're still under the articles tab, you can also go to the actual comprehensive list of all the databases, article databases that SMC has access to. So if you click on databases A through Z guide, you'll find more specific databases. So let's see, here's artful text. So if you're looking for articles that have something to do with art, this would be a good database to go to. If you're doing something specifically related to literature, Bloom's Literature is a good database for that field. So you could scroll through here and find some things that are more relevant to the specific field that you're looking in, and you might be able to find some new things this way as well. And we'll talk more about searching through some of these specific databases when we get to the next paper, the persuasive essay. I just wanted you to know that this option was here to search through specific databases. But going back to the home page, you can just use the search bar for EBSCO, that database, and I think that would probably work really well, and you'll find a lot of things for your paper. So if you have any questions about doing research, if you're having trouble finding sources, and if you need help, please email me. You can email the library and one of the librarians will get back in touch with you. They are open throughout the summer. So reach out for help if you are struggling finding some sources.